So, I am hoping everything is working. I'm trying something new here. It's called Motivational Minecraft. Sounds ridiculous, but I actually play a lot of, not a lot of Minecraft, but when I listen to audiobooks and I, listen to educational material, I play Minecraft. So I figured, why not play Minecraft and, talk about motivational educational material, and we could have these cool conversations. I'm just gonna share this real quick on my Facebook. Playing Minecraft and talking deep, or and how would I word that? And talking about big life subjects. Let's have a conversation. And that is how I'm gonna share it on my wall there. Cool. So, anyways, let's dive into it. So it reminds me a lot because 2 years ago I just started this whole 2 years ago I just started this whole, you can call it personal development journey, I guess. And I started by just playing Minecraft and listening to audiobooks. Sometimes it was Call of Duty, sometimes it was whatever, because I was that kind of kid who played a lot of video games. Man, if I had to tell you my life, in a nutshell, growing up, I was in a band, and I was in a clan on Call of Duty. Those were my two things, man. I was in a band and I was in a clan, and sometimes I did little YouTube videos with my friends, but barely. Anyways, real quick, I just want to show you guys what I've already built, because honestly, this has taken me a very long time to do, and all of this was while listening to things like 67 Steps by Ty Lopez, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People. All of this, I built all of this while listening to that, and I only started a few weeks ago. I've just been, I guess you can call it a learning binge. I've just been learning a lot. So I've been playing Minecraft, listening to audiobooks. So I figured for those savvy gamers out there who enjoy watching video game footage, I don't know anybody who's doing this. I'm sure there's probably someone out there, but I want you guys to be able to follow me on my journey in Minecraft, and we can actually learn together rather than just use video games as an escape. Honestly, video games, for me, man, it's an artistic expression. All of this is art. Building this thing, it took me a while to do, but I remember the specific lesson I learned when I built that. Same thing with the lighthouse over here, so it's pretty funny. Anyways, I guess let's just talk about how I got into this. Like I said, I used to play a lot of video games, and I used to play in a band, and that was my two things that I did. So how did I get from there to here, doing almost the same exact thing? Honestly, a lot of it is wanting to learn and wanting just to get better, and that's basically how I started. I didn't know what motivational personal self-help was. Honestly, I kind of heard the term self-help, but everyone frowns upon it. If you're into self-help, you're lame, basically, or you need help, or something along those lines. So I never really took a second stab at it, I guess that's the right word. But once I was very stressed in my band, I decided I needed to... Sorry, it's hard to play video games. And once I was very stressed in my band, I figured I needed a change. I needed to just be less stressed, I don't know. I guess it just felt like somebody was on my ass the entire time. I was just it was almost like homework all over again. Oh, you better practice your drums. You better make sure you got the songs down. And look, I love music to an extent, but when it becomes a chore, I no longer love music. So I was stressed, and I started a gaming channel, actually. So that's why I'm doing this right now, is because I started a gaming channel. It was mostly around comedy and such, and it was basically just about video games and comedy. It was kind of just fun and relaxing, and I didn't have to worry as much as I did in the band. There wasn't as much pressure, I'd say. Pressure is Pressure is the right word, man. I was under pressure. So I was in this YouTube channel, and it blew my mind, right? It just showed me what happiness was, because I wasn't happy in the band for a long time. And this YouTube channel was like, hey man, like, this is fun. This is happiness. This is like, I'm actually creating stuff that I enjoy. So, to be honest, needless to say, it scared me, because I knew that I needed a change, and I was afraid of the change. And I knew the change was I had to quit the band, right? And it wasn't until, because before I quit the band, like, I need to make sure that I'm on top of my game, right? So I had to look up, how can I be successful in this YouTube channel? Because my entire life, everybody was like, never quit this band, man. This is your key to the big time, the big leagues. You can do big things with this band. Never quit this band. And when I had thoughts of quitting, I was scared, because I was like, am I really going to amount to anything? So I had to Google how to be successful. And dude, this opened doors for me. How to be successful. Like, I didn't even know there was a philosophy around success. I didn't even think about it at all, but then I realized how to be successful. That makes sense. And then I found some audiobooks on the internet, and here I am. I would spend hours while just playing video games and listening to this material, because it was just telling me, like, in a nutshell, here's how you could quit your band and still be successful. So I stayed in it. So I stuck to it. I kept listening to this material, right? Once I had a breakthrough. So, by the way, a breakthrough, we'll get into this. There's a lot of subjects I just want to sit and chat about, because the more I sit and chat about this stuff, the more I'm learning. So, anyways, yeah, I had a breakthrough. Basically, a breakthrough is like where you make that decision, it is time. I am quitting the band. I have broken through this barrier of questioning, and I've now made my decision. So I quit my band. And everyone was disappointed in me. But you'd think a person like me, like an impressionable kid, would be worried about that, right? Everyone being disappointed and stuff like that. But no, I was not, I didn't care what people thought, because I knew what happiness was. I knew what being free was, doing what I wanted to do, because I was just stuck in this band thinking it was my key to success, only staying in the band because I knew that this was the only thing. I would amount to nothing otherwise. But when I found out I can do more, man, it opened doors. And everybody was disappointed. My mom, my dad, obviously they didn't know at the time what I got myself into when it comes to, like, the audiobooks and just knowing how to be successful. And so they were all disappointed in me. My brother, he hated me, man. He was so angry, because, I mean, back then, you wouldn't expect, if you know my brother now, you'd be like, he hated you? Like, what? That's weird. But my brother was just mad, because, you know, back then, he didn't know how to manage his emotions. He was kind of depressed. He wasn't in a happy state in his life, and neither was I, but I was just covering up with video games and TV and ignoring my feelings. But he got angry. And so through this anger, he didn't talk to me for a while. He didn't want to. And I quit the band just before New Year's too. We were supposed to have a New Year's gig, and I quit the band, and I said, yeah, I don't want to do this New Year's gig, man. I'm sorry. So I quit the band, and he does this New Year's gig alone. You know, he gets pissed drunk, doing the whole rock star thing like he's been doing for years. And so he's doing this New Year's gig, and then the day after, which is New Year's Eve, I guess the gig was just before New Year's Eve, so the day after, he's hungover, and I'm on my way to a buddy's house, because you know what, it's New Year's, I'm having a good time, I'm gonna go to a friend's house, and I actually get in a car accident on the way there. And the scary part is, I don't even think we even talked about this in our presentation in Toronto when I was talking about the subject. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. And dude, you have no idea, like, I was always that kid who, like, never put on his seatbelt. Like, I always just never thought about it. But when this happened, man, you can imagine how fast I put my seatbelt on when I get in a car now. But anyways, yeah, I get in a car accident. It's not insane. It wasn't a crazy, like, I'm crippled for life. I was scared, though, because we were going really fast, and I'm okay. I was okay, but we were going really fast, and it was scary. So, you know, how do you think my brother was feeling when he got the call saying to pick me up at the hospital because I was in a stretcher at the hospital in a neck brace? The only reason I went there, I wasn't supposed to, but I just went there for precautions. People told me I might, I might have broken something without even knowing because of all the adrenaline that goes through your body when you get in a car crash, right? So, anyways, he gets the call to pick me up. My brother comes to pick me up, and he's like, you see what happens when you quit the band? And he was mad at me too. Like, he wasn't as mad, obviously. At that time, he was like, man, whether this is my drummer or my brother, I still love him. So, you know, we're not gonna hold a grudge here. So, rather than just being angry, for the first 20 days of the year, he went through a deep depression. And by deep, I mean deep, like I didn't hear a thing from him. And then I think he either got a hold of me or he just came over one time just to visit mom and dad. And I show him this book. I'm like, dude, this is the book, Think and Grow Rich. This is the book that blew my mind. And if you don't know what Think and Grow Rich is, you're probably just thinking, it's just some dumb success book, get rich quick scheme type of thing. But really, Think and Grow Rich was, for me, it was just about success more than just, it was about happiness and success more than it was about money. It taught you the principles of success, but in the context of money. So I was learning about how to be successful, how to visualize your success and plan and do all these things, all the steps. But I was learning it in the context of money, but I didn't even think about the money. I was thinking about subscribers. So he'd say $50,000. I would sit there and put it in the context of 60,000 subscribers for my YouTube channel, right, that I quit the band for. Needless to say, Brennan finally checks out this book, and it blows his mind. And that's how it started, man. And I don't know why it was such a big transformation for me. Because a lot of people, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Maybe it's because I went through that breakdown of getting in that car crash, by the way. Because I was already on top of my game before the car crash. You know what I mean? I was living life. I found out how to be successful. I found out everything I needed to know to do what I want with my life, to lead my life. So I was on top of my game at that point. And so when I get in this car crash, I guess it was just a little reminder saying, hey man, you better hurry up. Sure, you know how to be successful, but get your ass in gear, So at that point, I sold my Xbox and my TV, and I got I sold my Xbox and my TV, and I got a computer. I didn't sell my bed, but I got rid of my bed and put in a desk, and I just sleep on the floor. And it took that low point, it wasn't even a low point, it was just like a fear. It took the fear of death, it wasn't even, I knew I wasn't going to die in that car accident, but it just showed me how vulnerable I am, So I got my ass in gear. I decided to sacrifice the things that I love, a comfy mattress and, an Xbox. Dude, believe me, the Xbox was my life. But I sold it because I knew that I had bigger things to do with my life. And I guess I was just sick of being lazy. It's weird, a lot of people, they get in that pattern of being lazy and they're just they can't get out of it. For me, I was ready to get out of laziness. I was so annoyed with myself. I wanted to do something. And I'm sure you guys have that a lot too, where, you've been lazy for X amount of days or weeks, and you're just finally fed up and you want to do something, right? And that is where I was at. when it comes to my motivation. So anyways, that was a groundbreaking point in my life, absolutely. And I guess, like I said, it just started with learning. And I guess what you're doing right now is kind of learning how I went through that kind of stuff. Like, I have a lot of things to teach, believe it or not. Like, I'm 18 years old, but I've done hours of research, hours of listening to audiobooks, reading books. I've attended a few seminars. I can't say I've attended every seminar in the world, but I've got a lot of knowledge, believe it or not. So if anybody who's watching, I can't tell who's watching right now, but if anybody is watching, ask a question and I will answer. That would be awesome. Because, I could go off on these subjects all day long, but really, it'd be better to actually get a question, get some context so I can actually help you individually. So if you're wondering what I'm doing in this game, by the way, is I'm leveling out this ground here. It's really dark, sorry about that. But I'm leveling out this ground here so I can make a city. Yeah, like I've created tree houses. I made a lighthouse. There's a castle back there. There's even a beach. There's some cool stuff that I made. But now I just want to make sort of where the poor people live, I guess. I don't know. Not to say, these houses are just not as good. I just mean they're going to be smaller, closer together, kind of like the suburbs, That's what I plan on making here. And the point about this game is just you capture blocks and then you build things with those blocks. There's certain combinations, you can make tools and stuff. This game is pretty straightforward. It's very simple. Imagine Legos, like virtual Legos. That's basically how I think of it, is virtual Legos. So, there we go. So yeah, I don't even know where to start with this, to be honest. This whole, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyways, so I made this big life transformation, and I decided that you know what, it took me a lot of experiments, and you might feel the same way in your own life, is where you think you're into something just for a little bit, and then you're just like, nah, I don't know if this is right. And I went through a lot of that. I went from YouTube to a band to a YouTube to filmmaking to motivational speaking to all these things, and I'm still experimenting, and I think you always will be. So I started learning, like I said, a lot, and then I built a company with my brother, and it didn't just spring up overnight. We had conversations about it for months, and we would do nothing. We'd have conversations thoroughly about what this company is going to be, what we're going to do with it, but we would do nothing for months. So, months went by of me doing YouTube, and also still being in school, by the way. I was in grade 12. And we start this company. Funny part is I actually did co-op for the company itself. So, I did co-op for my own company, which is just lucky. I had it good, man. And I think the reason I had it good is because I was just so optimistic. After I read Think and Grow Rich, and I, learned about all these success principles, a lot of it that they were talking about was PMA, positive mental attitude. And I realized that there are so many things to be grateful for, and my daily habits were keeping me happy too. Meditation, exercise. I was doing things that made me happy as well. So that's a big one. I think the reason I had it so good is because when you're grateful for things, man, call it God, call it the law of attraction, whatever it is, more comes into your life when you're grateful for what you already have. 100%. 100%. I'm so lucky, especially where I am right now. I live with my parents, and I'm building this company. And once I get enough income to the point where I can move out on my own, I'm gonna do that. But right now I'm lucky, man. I really am, and I'm so grateful. I thank the Lord, or the law of attraction, or the universe every single day in my meditations for just the life that I have. Recently, I've actually been learning a lot more than usual, because, you know, I took a little break from learning, I guess, which you should never actually do that, because, I don't know, man, there's just so much to learn, and just by learning it makes you happy for some reason. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, I could be in any low point in my life, but if I just start learning concepts and tools that can bring me forward in life, I'm happy. Like, I get happiness from that. I get a kick from just learning. So, man, what I've been talking about for the first 20 minutes of this is really just learning and how that can really affect you. So, oh, look at this. I have to send this to someone. 1 second. I had to. Who else am I gonna message that to? Dave also. I'm just gonna send the stream out to a few people. Send it out to Emma, why not? Okay. Yeah, cool. Anyways. So you have to have a big picture goal though, honestly. It's huge. It's huge. I think that's what kept me going. That was my motivation. I guess this is Motivational Minecraft, so I gotta talk about motivation. The only thing that kept me learning and kept wanting to get better was I knew I had a big goal. I wasn't too sure what it was, but I had a big goal. You know, I knew I was gonna do big things, and I was like, if I'm gonna do big things in my life, I have to be a person, or I have to develop and I have to become that guy. It sounds funny, but I had to be that guy who gets shit done. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to be Iron Man, or if you want to do the things Iron Man does, you gotta be Iron Man. If you want to do the things Steve Jobs did, you have to be Steve Jobs. You have to be that person who never stops learning, that person who reads books every time they get a chance, that person who, even when they're cooking, they'll throw on an audiobook just so that they can just be more valuable as a person, because the more you learn, the more you earn. And that right there is a, who said that? Warren Buffett. Literally like a billionaire. So just imagine, you want to be a millionaire? This guy has 1,000, over, I don't know, Warren Buffett's crazy, like, rich. He's rich as heck. So if you want to, if you want to be a billionaire, you've got to be a billionaire, a kind of person who makes billions of dollars. If you want to be a rock star, you can't be sitting around with the habits of, you know, watching Netflix all day and playing video games all day. And, you know, this is no good example, but you know what I mean. You can't be that kind of person. You have to embody it. Look, I don't know what you want in life. If you want to be a painter, do you think Leonardo da Vinci just sat around like 16 hours? Was he a painter? Yes, he was. He was an artist. If you want to be an artist like Leonardo da Vinci, you can't just sit around you can't sit around 50% of your day doing nothing. This guy was working 14-hour days. He was doing everything he can, you know what I mean? So that was my motivation. Like I said, I had the ideology of, if I want to do big things, I have to become the kind of person who does big things. I started getting into this guy named Ralph Smart. He has a YouTube channel called Infinite Waters. Very, very like spiritually like peaceful and stuff. Funny guy, but he had the concept of becoming your greatest version, and just hearing that blew my mind. And I'm making a chest here, by the way, so I can throw some of my inventory in there. Anyways, yeah, becoming your greatest version blew my mind, because it was like I never really thought of it like that. Like, you have one life to live. You have one person to embody in this life. You know what I mean? There's only one person. You're born alone, you're going to die alone with the same person, and you can be the greatest. Like, if you can... It's hard to explain, man. I guess it's opportunity. It's potential. The amount of potential we have that we're not fulfilling on a daily basis is frankly sad. And I guess that clicked in my mind, hearing you've got to become your greatest version. Because it was like, oh, like I can be really awesome if I want to be. You know, like people think, oh, being, you know, a musician, a famous rock star is, you know, specifically for John Lennon, you know? Like he's just that kind of guy. He got lucky, he was in the right place at the right time, he was doing this, he was doing that. No, man, you'd be surprised, man. I know a lot about the Beatles, and they spent 7 hours a night in Hamburg, I think, for 2 months. Hamburg is like the Las Vegas of Germany. They went to the Las Vegas of Germany and played 7 hours a night. Now look, I was in a band for years. I've never played a gig 7 hours long. That's insane. And you'd be surprised what music could take out of you. You know, you could do an 8-hour shift of landscaping, but try an 8-hour shift of belting your voice and trying to keep a crowd going. It's nuts. I can imagine what they went through, man. They had to take pills. I'm pretty sure it was like caffeine or some sort of drug to keep them going. You know what I mean? And it's those kind of people who work like crazy, and who's all like. And musician is kind of different. You can also look at people like Ty Lopez. Bash on him all you want. The guy's a multi-millionaire investor. You know, he's like, if you look at his Snapchat, you'd be surprised the kind of lifestyle this guy lives. But he reads a book a day. You know what I mean? Like, he spends hours a day learning and growing as a person. And I like to think of it this way. Think you're on a desert island, and you have the choice of bringing a few people along with you to you have the choice of bringing a few people along with you. Would you bring yourself? If you had a clone of yourself, would you bring yourself? You know what I mean? Or would you bring somebody like Leonardo da Vinci, or, you know, somebody who's just smart in so many subjects, you know what I mean? Or would you bring a billionaire, like, you know what I mean? Or would you bring a bodybuilder? Who would you bring to your desert island? And would you bring yourself? You gotta be the kind of person that you would want to survive with. Or, you know, the person who gets bet on. That's another scenario that Ty Lopez mentions in his 67 Steps is, like, would you... Oh, I'm getting a bunch of comments here. I didn't even notice. Oh, heard about the Beatles too. Infinite Waters. Okay, Jen. So Jen's in the comments here. But what was I saying? Oh no. Oh yeah. So the scenario of betting on. So think you're an adult, right? You're going to this graduating class. You know, it's grade 12, graduating class. Oops, I just fell through a hole. I'm gonna get myself out of here. And you go to this graduation, and you get 10% of the person's income that you bet on would be the most successful. You know what I mean? So if you bet on somebody who might be a millionaire, dude, you get 100 grand. So who would you bet on? And would you bet on yourself? Look at your graduating class, or if you're still in school, just your class in general. Would you bet on yourself? Because that right there is mind-blowing. That's a mind-blowing question that you actually have to ask yourself, because that right there determines your value. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I wouldn't bet on someone who is a really awful person, who bullies all the time, and who hates himself. I would definitely bet on the person who is reading a book a day, working out as much as possible, and becoming their greatest version. That's the kind of person I would bet on. So you gotta be the kind of person you would bet on. So in your class, I don't know what you want to be. Say you want to be a bodybuilder, right? Would you bet on yourself in your class? Are you like the most buff guy in your class? And if you're not, start working out, start gaining muscles, start getting gains. You know what I mean? Because, sorry, I'm still, oh, there we go. Heard about the Beatles, more like hilarious. I don't know. Anyways. Oh, she's talking about Infinite Waters. So yeah, you gotta have those intangible little things, like, sure, somebody, and sometimes you don't always have the skill right away, but you've got the passion, you know? Like, if someone's so good at art, but they hate it, like, I wouldn't bet on them to be a world famous artist. I would bet on somebody who, isn't the best at art, but has such a passion for it. They live and breathe art. They wake up every morning just so that they can be an artist. That's the kind of person I would bet on. So another concept, or I think it was something that someone told Michael Jordan or something along those lines. I butcher these, but they said, if you're not in the basketball court practicing and someone else is, when you meet them on the court, you will lose. So I don't care what it is you want. If you meet them and they want what you want more badly than you do, it'll show. It'll show that they want to be a rock star basketball player more than you do, because once you meet them, you're going to lose. I'm pretty sure you can determine how much somebody wants something by the effort they throw into it. Because if you're not living your alignment, Jesus, if you're not living your life in alignment with what you talk, like, oh, I'm going to be a rock star, I'm going to be a rock star. If you don't live your life in alignment with that, then it's not going to happen. You've got to be ready to face your enemies. And this isn't really in a what do you call that, competitive. This isn't so much competitive. I just mean in a sense of wanting something. Like, say you want to be a rock star, like I said. Dude, there are a lot of musicians out there. There are a lot of painters out there. There's a lot of hockey players, a lot of basketball players. There's a lot of entrepreneurs. There's a lot of people who want the same thing as you. Now, why should you get it more than them? You know what I mean? Why do you deserve it more? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. And if you can't answer that question, if you answer that question with, well, there's really no reason why I deserve it more, then you're doing something wrong. You've got to, like I said, be the kind of person. Because, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to be, I keep coming up with random examples, but like I said, you gotta be the person before you have the things in your hand. You know what I mean? I want to be a rock star. I want 50,000 fans. Jesus, I want 50,000 fans. You gotta start acting like the kind of person who has 50,000 fans. You gotta act like the kind of person who is ready for the studio, ready for, anything, the basketball court, ready for that championship. Like, if your dream is to be an Olympian, practice like an Olympian, wake up like an Olympian, feel like an Olympian, you know what I mean? I think I just got oh, never mind, we're good. So, that is that. Become your greatest version at the end of the day. That's the big picture goal, man. And I'm just kind of building a house. I'm gonna be making a lot of these like houses. Like, they're gonna look basically the same. I love this game because I could just zone in and just have a conversation while I play it. I'm gonna have some water though. All right. I'm gonna message my friend Danish. Oh, if he logs on. But I mean, we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna open this up. I'm just gonna look at the comments, if that's a thing right now. Okay, good. Cool. So anyways, oh, what happened to the stream? Oh, nothing actually. We're good. Anyways, yeah. So where was I? Becoming your greatest version. Man, it's tough to actually like be creative in this game and talk. Like, I can be creative in this game and listen, but being creative in this game and talking is a lot different. So I mean, where do you start? A lot of people ask that question because you can know, okay, yes, I need to learn, I need to start working out, I need to decide what I want to do with my life, but where do you start? And I guess you start by clarifying exactly what you want. Because I mean, sorry, I'm just looking for stuff to make windows out of. I don't know where I put it. There are so many chests around this world. It's kind of crazy. But you've got to know what you're gonna do with your life. That is so important, man. And don't take it from me, man. Take it from people like Tony Robbins, you know, like Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Ty Lopez, who reads a book a day. Like, he reads books on all these people, right? I mean, I read books, but god damn, not at that rate. I'm not a speed reader per se. But you've got to get clear on exactly what it is you want. I'm sure you've been told that, and you understand it intellectually maybe, but I mean, if you don't know what you're doing with your life, where are you going? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know exactly what you are buying at the grocery store, you're going to take 10 times longer to look around the aisles and kind of figure out exactly what you want. So, if you understand what you want out of life before you even enter life, I mean, obviously you enter life every day, but if you know what you're doing today before you get out of bed, like, your day is going to go really smoothly, man. I need to find... I'll do that later. I'm going to do that later. I'm actually going to build a roof to this because I forgot to. My bad. So, oops. Oh, man, you know what I forgot to do? Is live stream this on Periscope. Look at me, silly old me. God. It's all good. I'm going to get this going, actually. The reason I want to live stream this on Periscope also is because I want to get this out to the world, man. Because if more people are focused on themselves, this might sound selfish, if more people are focused on themselves for once and want to learn and like build themselves, then they will help others. They will get that urge to go and help others. I get that urge to go and help others. You know what I mean? So the more you focus on yourself, the more selfish you are, the more selfless you'll be later on in life. So I'm just going to throw this on. Motivational Minecraft. Conversations. Oops. Ah. Okay, there we go. Conversations about life's important subjects. Anyways, trying to get those personal development people up in here. So, oh, there we go. Hey, look at that. Okay, we're live on Periscope, and I'm gonna get some comments on here, I guess. They're not gonna be able to see the game footage, but I can see the game footage, so I'm gonna have to check both Facebook and Periscope now. But it's all good, I got this. Anyways, so yeah, clarity is huge. Clarity is huge. Like I said, my motivation for becoming my greatest version is because I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, filmmaker, motivational speaker now. Like, honestly, I would not expect myself to want to do this, but man, just talking about it is fun because it's stuff that I love. I love the concepts. I'd like, dude, if you have a tool, I mean, if you are a tool? No, if you have a tool that is going to help me in my life and, like, help me be happier, you know, go through things smoother, get rid of procrastination, get rid of fear, anxiety, be confident, achieve my goals. If you got a tool like that, dude, let's have a conversation, man. Let's talk about our trials and tribulations. Let's get deep, you know what I mean? Like, yesterday, I had a conversation with Jen, and we sat in her Jeep, and we just talked about life. And sometimes it's fun to do that. And honestly, for me, all the time, it's fun to do that. So, I mean, anyways. So, like I said, you gotta know exactly what you want before. You gotta set up the game to win. And if you don't know what the game is, then you're losing the game. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going after a target, but you're blind, you don't know where the target even is, and that target is your goal, you know, then, like, what do you expect? You can't win something that you don't even know what you're trying to win, you know what I mean? So, get clear, and honestly, don't be so hard on yourself, because, dude, it's difficult to actually, it's really hard to know what you're doing with your life. Because, I mean, you get people talking, right? People are like, oh, you're going to college, you're doing this, you're doing that. And I'm just talking to my people who are, you know, 18, just getting out of school, and starting to maybe go to college or whatever, dude, a lot of people are like, I'm gonna be an electrical engineer, and it's like, are you even into that? Or is it just like, oh, it pays well, you know what I mean? Don't do it for the money, because, oh man, let's talk about materialism. I could get into this, because, not because I'm all materialistic, just because I think people, they concern themselves a little too much with things that rust, rot, and depreciate. And that's something I learned, well, I knew about this, but the term rust, rot, and depreciate came from a Ty Lopez audio. It makes sense, dude. Like, you're gonna spend money on a pair of shoes that's like $150, but you won't invest in your health. You know, you won't buy a book that's gonna change your life. You won't, you know what I mean? You're investing in things that rust, rot, and depreciate. Things that will eventually be in a landfill somewhere, or, you know what I mean? So, like, don't decide your future when it comes to, oh, the pay is good, so I'm doing it. Do not do that. That's dangerous, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I have to make sure each house is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, I'm such a nerd. But you can't decide your future on a biased thing like that, a thing that does not matter. Like, money doesn't matter, man. I noticed that. I was making money in my band. You know, this band was supposed to be my key to success, and I'm pretty sure certain people who are in rock bands make more money than YouTubers. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I quit the band to be happy, not to make money, that's for sure. And right now, dude, like, I'd be working a job right now if money was my goal. But happiness is the game, man. Tony Robbins talks about this. Like, at the end of the day, when you're in bed at night, how do you feel about your life? And when you wake up, how do you feel about your life? I did a morning motivation this morning talking about, like, what gives you that energy. I highly suggest you check that out. Because, man, waking up with energy is the best feeling. Dude, we've all had those mornings where, like, we wake up and we just curl back up in a ball, and then we're late for school, or we're late for work, or, you know, we sleep in and we, you know, hate ourselves for sleeping in, but it's our fault, and blah, 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 blah. This big old cycle, right? But, anyways, yeah, go check out that to get crazy energy in the morning, is what I call it. But, as I was saying, don't let money dictate how you're gonna live your life and the choices you make, because sure, electrical engineers make a lot of money. That's awesome. I'm glad, but unless you're really into that, don't do it, man. And don't take it from me. Take it from a lot of people. Like, because I was in a band, right? I was in a band for what, 5, 6 years? It's a very long time. 5 years maybe. And I was told by everybody at the end of every show, they were just like, hey man, don't quit. Never quit. Don't quit, man. You got this. You keep going. And then a lot of them were like, man, when I see you play, it just reminds me of the young me, you know, chasing my dreams, doing all that stuff, being an achiever, trying to do things with my life. Man, those were the days. Oh man, I don't want you guys to have to deal with that feeling. They called it regret. That feeling of, oh, I'm not at the end of my life, but I'm closing in on it, and I haven't done the things that I truly want to do. And now I've got 3 kids, I got bills, I can't quit my job and work for myself right now. I can't do that. It's impossible. So that brings me to a quote by Lao Tzu, and he says, do what's right when it's easy. Sounds kind of weird, but do what's right when it is easy. It makes total sense, because, and it sounds weird, right? Or sorry, do what's hard when it's easy. I apologize. I'm all over the place. Do what's hard when it's easy. What is this? Oh man, I get in comments. You are such a nerd. I love this. Jesus. Still trash at Minecraft. Thank you. Appreciate it. Multitasking, pretty much. If you guys want to see my world, I'm gonna do a tour later on, in a bit, after I'm done building this house, maybe, or these 2 houses, because I built a lot of stuff. But do what's hard when it's easy. You know what I mean? Because, dude, it's easy to be healthy right now, but once you have 6 weeks to live, doctor's like, yeah, sorry, bro, you've got a terminal disease, and you got to start working out, you got to start being healthy, otherwise you'll die. Wouldn't it have been easier to do what's hard, be healthy, when it's easy, when you're not dying? You know what I mean? It would have been easier to get up and work out when you're not obese. So do what's right when it's easy. And this brings me to another thing is, right now, in life, you are the youngest you'll ever be. When you say you're too old, you are the youngest you will ever be today. So if you're going to do what's hard when it's easy, you better do it today. Because right now, you are the youngest you'll ever be. Every day you're getting older. And I'm sorry if you actually worry about this. Every day, the life clock is ticking, man. And you have a chance. You have opportunities. It's ridiculous. Dude, there's people who live on $1 a day. And you live in this country. A country where you can basically... It's almost impossible to be... what do you call that? It's almost impossible to starve to death in this society. Like, how do you starve to death in a place where there's food everywhere? They'll see you on the street sitting down, and they won't try to, they won't just be like, he's just a homeless person. They will feed you. They will feed you. So, think about that. You have so much opportunity. Especially, even I do with the internet. God damn, I love this. I love the internet. I love Minecraft. I love my Kindle. I bought a Kindle just so I can read. I can bring an entire library everywhere I go. It's lovely. So, anyways, do what's hard when it's easy. Which means do it now. There's no better time than right now. Seriously. And yeah, there's no better time than right now. Just to start working out, to start quitting smoking. Because, dude, if you say you're going to quit smoking next week, you've already made your decision. You're not going to quit smoking. It's not going to happen. Like I said, you've made your decision. But if you say, I'm quitting smoking right now, then I believe you. I believe you. But if you actually, because think of it this way, it's almost like, it's almost like, I'm trying to think of a thing that, in Minecraft, alright, we're going to use a Minecraft, a little, oh, this is about to get very nerdy. We're going to use a little Minecraft thing. When you break glass in Minecraft, you can't pick it up. When you break glass, it's done. You know what I mean? But when I break this dirt here, I can pick it up. Did you see that? I can pick up a little block of dirt. So a decision is much like breaking glass, man. There's no going back. You've made your decision. But if you say, alright, I'm going to break this glass next week, I don't believe you. I don't think you're going to break the glass. The glass is still there. You know what I mean? So if you're going to quit anything, do it now or do it never. That's basically it. Because tomorrow doesn't exist. You know what I mean? I think I got a comment. I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, tomorrow doesn't exist. Only right now. So, do what's hard when it's easy. And that just means now. Do it now. And a lot of the times, man, you have to do things that are hard when it's not easy. When it's uncomfortable. When it's kind of difficult. You have to do, you gotta, I can't think of a good example. In the Tony Robbins documentary, this girl was worried about her relationship with her boyfriend. And so Tony Robbins, being the crazy guy that he is, literally made her break up with him right then and there. And you might think that's a little harsh, oh, you don't just do that, but she had to. She had to make her decision. Because she already made her decision, that there was no way in hell they were going to be together. So make the call, basically. And she did it. And, yeah. And Tony Robbins, he was like, dude, you can't always make your decisions when it's easy, when it's comfortable for you. Because it's not always going to be comfortable. A lot of the times, you're not going to do what's hard when it's easy. You're going to do what's hard when it's uncomfortable. But even when it's uncomfortable, man, you'll be happy you made the decision. When is there ever an uncomfortable time to break up with someone? You know what I mean? Like, when is there ever an uncomfortable time to break off, like, a 3-year relationship like that? There is no uncomfortable time. So, I guess the only time is now. And another question is, what other time are you younger? Will you be younger than you are today? I know I already mentioned that, but today, you are the youngest you'll ever be. So, I need more water, because I'm talking a lot. What time is it? Oh, I'll be going for 51 minutes now. Man, I really am getting a lot of value from just talking about this stuff. Not from a selfish point of view. I'm doing this to help people, but I am getting immense amount of value because every time I regurgitate, is that the word? Is that the right word? Every time I... Oops. Ooh. What'd I do? I'm just gonna exit that. Leave. Yep. Every time I talk about this stuff, talk about motivational material, whatever, I learn something. Like, sure, I already knew it, right? But when I speak it, that's when it really gets ingrained in my subconscious. Like, I really start to understand the main idea around it. Just want to see if I'm still alive. Yes, I am. Good. Oh, and I'm gonna fix that. That doesn't look nice. There we go. Cool. So, building another building here. So we're making my little town. It's doing pretty nice. I have a bunch of tree houses I gotta show you guys soon, but we'll do that after, anyways. What time is it? I don't know what time it is. I'm getting oops, sorry. So I'm just gonna do something real quick. Oops. I'm just working on the periscope. Okay. Cool. And here we are. Good. I'm gonna flip that. Oops, there we go. Sweet. So there we go. Yeah, so I'm making my world here, and you know, we're just gonna keep talking while I keep making it. So I'm just kind of trying to think of a concept that I learned recently. I guess something to take home, I'd say, is, like I said, decide exactly what you want to do with your life, and make that decision not cloaked by fear, not even, like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they make huge life decisions when they're fearful, when they're scared. And that is the worst time to actually make a decision, because a decision changes your life. I mean, a real decision. Look, you can make a decision saying, I'm quitting, you know, smoking next week, but that's not an actual decision at all. You've got to make a decision that isn't cloaked by fear or doubt. Because every time I ask somebody, what do you want to do with your life? They think about the possibilities before they think about what they actually want to do. And you know, I ask the question all the time to people. I just say, dude, if you had a life's golden ticket, like, I mean, a genie in a lamp, a wish that can 100% come true, what would it be? I mean, like, realistically, obviously, in the balance of our physical reality, what would it be? And people are still stumped. I'm like, dude, quit doubting yourself. That's doubt right there. So you have to think about what you want to do with your life, but not from the perspective of, oh, that's never going to happen, but from the perspective of, I can do anything. Because I think that's another thing. That's another thing that changed my life, is just being the kind of person who believes in himself 100%. The kind of person who I never doubt myself. You know, ever. I never doubt myself. I mean, obviously, we have doubts. Okay, I guess I do doubt myself sometimes. Everybody gets those doubts. Everybody. Alright? But I I always understand that in the big picture, at the end of the day, I can achieve anything I set out to do. And that's a fact. And that's the kind of mindset you need to adopt, because that's what all the successful people, and I don't mean money here, I just mean happiness, fulfillment. I'm doing what I actually want to do with my life. Dude, a happily married mother with 3 kids and you work at a coffee shop, that could be your passion. It doesn't, just because you don't want to be rich, don't think less of yourself. You know what I mean? I don't care about money. I mean, obviously money is important, and I need it to survive, and I need it to contribute to others, but it's not what is going to make me happy. It's what I do on a day-to-day basis. And I know, coming from a guy who isn't rich, you're just like, oh, well, easy for you to say, you don't even have the money. But I don't know why I did that. I'm trying to put a little wood floor here. But I'm just saying, from what everybody who's made $1 million or more, they're just like, yeah, the first $1 million's okay. It was cool. It was actually amazing at the beginning, but then it just kind of wore off. That feeling of, oh, I'm a millionaire, Then you're just like, I'm a millionaire, what of it? Dude, there's a lot of depressed millionaires out there. Why? Because they're not passionate about what they do. You could be successful in your career without passion. You can. But man, it's not easy. It won't be easy. Right? So I've got to one sec. No, never mind. I think I finished this house, right? Yeah. Oh no, never mind. The roof is not made. But yeah, I watched what did I see? It was like a entrepreneur, 50 entrepreneurs share their keys to success, and obviously I'm interested. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to model after the people who have done it. I don't want to listen to my guidance counselor on his advice for entrepreneurship, because he's a high school guidance counselor. Like, no offense, but success in the sense of health, wealth, love, and happiness, the good life, Tai Lopez calls it, and a lot of other people. I don't think my guidance counselor is living that life, so I wouldn't really want to ask him. I would definitely, that's another thing, don't listen to anybody you wouldn't trade places with. That's something that, I forget where I heard that, but that's huge. A lot of people, they look, it's good to listen to your parents, because your parents love you, they care about you very much, but half the time, man, everything they say is what they've been told. Like, oh, you gotta go to college. I didn't go to college, and look at me, man. We're all middle class. We're not really that rich, we're like lower class. But would you trade places with them? That's the question. Because, dude, my guidance counselor, when I said I wasn't going to college, man, he was like... Because I told him, look, I don't want to take English because the only reason I would ever take it is if I'm going to college. And he's like, are you sure you don't want to take English? Because you will never... And he proceeded to say, ever, 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 ever go to college. You'll never be able to go to college. You'll never be able to go to college if you don't take this English class. You'll never be able to go to college. I keep repeating it because, dude, that's how he said it. Now, if Steve Jobs, as an example, or who else is Oprah, I don't know, it's successful people, if they were like, so you don't want to take English, you don't want to go to college. Why? And they would start asking, they would ask about my passion in life, what I want to do other than college. And then I think they would encourage me to chase my dreams. Because if you have a backup plan, dude, I've been told, I've heard things about backup plans, dude, they set you up for failure. When you're set up for failure, man, you know what I mean? I don't know. My throat is actually starting to hurt because I'm talking so much. I don't usually talk this much, but it's okay. This is actually a really good practice too, because I am a speaker and I'm trying to get better at obviously wording things and such. So I guess I don't know who's watching, but if you're watching, would you like a tour of my empire? If not, I'll keep building houses. I can't tell if anyone's watching, but otherwise. So, I'm going to build this other house, and we're going to talk more about motivational subjects. Oops. So, there are so many things to talk about when it comes to just life in general. So many things. That's why there's so much to learn. That's why I never stop learning, dude. Try it, though. Try learning. That'd be interesting, man. Because you might actually, what is this? You might, oh, what is that? Okay, cool. Anyways. Sorry. Dealing with live stream stuff. Okay, so, like I said, try learning something about life. Try some self-help, man. And I like looking into subjects like the law of attraction. Little metaphysical things that might not even be real. You know what I mean? Some call it the reticular activating system. Now, dude, if you don't know what the law of attraction is, I guess I'll start by explaining it, because it's quite deep. It is the concept that what you think about sends vibrational signals, kind of like radio waves, you know, to the universe, and then they mirror that back and send you things that are in alignment with that vibration. You know what I mean? So your thoughts have vibrational waves that send messages to the universe that in turn attract things to you. The law of attraction. You attract things to you just by your thoughts. And that is true to an extent. Absolutely, man. Because, you know, if you, oops, I think I messed up again. Anyways. But yeah, the law of attraction is amazing because everything you feed your mind goes into your subconscious mind, which is a whole nother subject that in turn has a role in the law of attraction also. And I think it's basically like if you want something, think about it as if you already have it. You know what I mean? Like for me, dude, I feel like I'm rich every single day. Not because I want money, alright? I'm not trying to be that guy, alright? I think about being rich every day, and when I think about it, I think about giving and being able to pay for gas for once. I told Jen this last night. I was like, dude, I'm so sick of not being able to pay for gas. It's making me sick to my stomach. Not because I should be a millionaire, blah, blah, blah. I just want to be able to help, man. And I was grown up around this whole scarcity mentality of, oh, you save your dollar, you save it up, and you know, be careful with your money because, you know, be selfish and, you know, only care about yourself monetarily. And I want to give. Because, dude, like, giving is such a great feeling. And I think we all understand that, dude. When you affect someone else's life, like, think about it. When you're other people's opinions, not so much opinions, but just other people's feelings matter so much to you, you don't even know it. Because you'll sit around, right, and you'll buy a new suit, all right? What do you do with the new suit? Do you sit around in front of the mirror and be like, yeah, look at me, I got a new suit, blah, blah, blah? No, man, you go out and you show people. You say, bro, look at my new suit. You better be jealous. You know what I mean? Like, you like other people's reactions to things. When you're eating something or you find a good band, you find a really good band, good music, good TV show, you want to share that. You find good food. I think that's what I started with. But you want to share that. Because by seeing someone else's reaction, it lights something up in you. You're just like, yes. That felt good. It was good to share this. You know, like you're eating something really good, you're like, dude, you gotta try this. This is so good. You have to try this. You know, and I'm sure everyone's done that. Everyone. I could be wrong, but pretty sure everyone has. So, does anybody have any questions? Anyone who's watching, seriously, please ask a question, because I am curious. I want to, I think I just got one. How was your day? And sure, What's this? Oh, yes. Oh, I actually just got a question. That's cool. Yeah, my day was good. What did I do today, actually? Man, what did I do today? Oh, I worked on the documentary. I'm making a documentary. I'm also a filmmaker, if you didn't know. I sound so egotistical when I say that. But, I am a filmmaker. I love filmmaking, man. It's my passion, 100%. I'm new to this, and I'm not new to Minecraft, but to this. Okay. So, I don't know how long ago that comment was. I suck at that, but yeah, not new to Minecraft. Minecraft's pretty fun. I'm making an empire, by the way. It's really fun. I'm making just kind of like little houses to house my civilians that don't exist. Anyways, I guess we're talking about motivation, man. Topics in your life, topics that help you become your greatest version, help your life get better. You know, self-help is what they call it. And I don't like self-help because when you help somebody, it's kind of like, it implies they're in trouble, I guess. But no, what I want to approach this as from the perspective of, we are talking about subjects that can make you successful, subjects that'll make you happy, help you be more productive, help you get rid of confidence, Jesus, get rid of anxiety, depression, get confident, you know, topics that can help you relate to people on a deeper level. So, sorry. So, anyways, yes, that is what we're doing here. That's what we're talking about. So if you have any question, like anything, my throat is messed right now, honestly, because I've been talking so much. So I might end this. What time is it? Oh, I've been doing this for an hour, talking nonstop. So I guess we're gonna end it here. Yeah, we're gonna end it here. That sounds good. So thank you guys for tuning in. And honestly, I hope this helped you to an extent. I really do. And we will continue this Motivation Minecraft thing another time, 100%. This has been fun, and I think we're gonna make something really big out of this. Hopefully, you guys tune into the next one, if there is a next one, and get ready to ask some questions because we're gonna have some awesome conversations. So, take it easy. And I hope you guys have a lovely day, and yeah, goodbye.